Hey guys, Geo here, and this is my first guide, 3 undead monsters you can slay for effective combat experience, so you can train your attack, your defense, your strength and your HP all nice and fast. And you can also use up those Hattie gloves if you've still got them from the Hattie Wolf event. Be sure to stay tuned till the end of the video guys if you want information on my next guide that will be coming out moderately soon. Thanks a lot guys. Hey guys, this is the gear I will be wearing for all of the monsters on this guide. Obviously the key item there is the Salve Amulet E. I will put some alternatives for each of the equipment on now, showing you more details about the equipment that I'm wearing. Hey guys, as a bit more of an introduction to this guide, I will be telling you that I won't be going into detail about the inventory setup or the familiars you'll be using, mainly because inventory setup is down to the player. It's totally relevant, it's totally reliant on your stats, so if your stats are different to mine, your inventory is going to be different. The best thing I can recommend is going to a monster with a random inventory, and just seeing how it goes, and you'll be able to pick and choose your inventory based on one trip, which will be quite easy for you to do. As for familiars, I will be recommending 3 easy ways for you to heal. One is using familiars, which is a bunyip or a unicorn. The second will be using soul split if you have 92 prayer, or the third is simply using guffins, which is old school but still works. For a couple of the monsters in this guide you will not actually need a healing source, so you'll be able to choose other familiars that will train combat for you. For example, as you can see now, I have an Abyssal Titan, as I'll be training attack at all these spots, but you're free to use, whatever familiar you can, the highest level you have that trains combat. So there's your forewarning about equipment. As a general tip for all these training locations, you will want to try and be in a world that is full or has a high population whilst having a low ping for yourself. That will guarantee faster monster respawns while you aren't lagging. Now the first spot I'm showing you guys is the skeleton monkeys, which are located underneath Ipetal in the dungeon where you get the Gregrees finished off. Let me talk about some good points about this place. It's generally pretty easy to find a world. Although there are a lot of people chinning, it's quite easy to find a spot because there is more than one spot in this dungeon. I will show the different spots up on the screen now. Now you can use all of these spots to train and kill these effectively. Now one of the nice things about this spot is there's always an abundance of monkeys, so you'll always be fighting. And it's a multi-combat zone, so you can use the Dragon Two-Hander spec to your advantage because it's a multi-combat. It's a multi-target attack, as you just saw from that spec. I hit every single monkey, and especially if you have a Ring of Vigor, you can nearly do 2 specs after each other. So some of the bad points about this spot. First of all, it's not near an altar, so you will have to bring prayer potions or like me, super prayer potions, because there's not access to an altar. You generally won't take any damage, although I have brought some food because the things falling from the sky or the little traps you can accidentally stand on or getting poisoned may bring you down a little bit, which is why I'm a little low on health. You will always want to bring an anti-poison and a little bit of food and a teleport for any reason. One of the bad things about this location is if somebody runs past you for whatever reason, they may be chinning or doing the Monkey Madness quest, they will lure all of your monkeys. So you will want to pay quite a bit of attention, especially to your prayer while doing this training spot. This is definitely the fastest XP training spot out of the ones available, purely because you'll always be fighting and you're never going to have to fight for a world, and the Dragon Two-Hander spec makes such a difference. Although you won't be using turmoil, well, I don't use it because I find the prayer drains way too fast and it works out so expensive. You'll be doing a lot of damage. Now the requirements for killing these are you're going to need a degree of any type so you can get through the dungeon without getting raped. Well, you're not going to need it. If you don't have a degree, you will still be able to get here, but it will be quite a bit more painful. You're going to want to be able to teleport to Apatol to get here the fastest, but you can always get here through the Grand Tree, as you did in the Monkey Madness quest. So, like I said, you're going to want to have completed Monkey Madness to the extent of acquiring the degree and getting access to this dungeon, or have completed it completely. This spot is located just underneath Apatol, underneath the Monkey Church, or whatever you call it, underneath the Monkey Guards, a common training place for people. This spot actually means you have access to an altar, so prayer won't cost you anything and you can easily pray. The monsters spawn really fast. You'll stand in between these two monkeys at this location and you'll basically always be fighting them. Although this is a multi-combat spot like the other two locations, there is not as many monkeys, so you may want to use a more efficient special than the Dragon Two-Hander, although I have still brought it for the sake of argument. As you can notice, because I'm praying melee and I'm not taking any damage and it's a multi-combat area, I'm able to use a familiar, which makes this spot even more effective. Now these are monkey zombies level 129, and you are going to need a degree. Ideally, you don't need one, but it will make it much easier getting to and from the altar at the top. And ideally, you're going to want to teleport to Apatol. Teleporting to Apatol basically brings you to this spot. You just go down into the basement through the trapdoor and you will be here. Otherwise you can access Apatol, as I said on the first spot, through the Grand Tree. Now the pros about this spot are it's never a busy training spot and the respawns are very fast compared to some monsters, so most of the time you'll be fighting, although sometimes if you kill them particularly fast you may be waiting for it to respawn. And obviously the other pro, did I just say con? Either way, I meant that was a benefit. And the other benefit is that there's an altar. And then you can return to training. Now the last spot I'll be showing you guys is, as you've probably already guessed, armored zombies. I know this is a spot a lot of people bang on about, but they bang on about it for a very good reason. It's an awesome training spot where you can earn some money. It doesn't cost you anything really. You know, there's altar there, fast experience, and usually it's not too bad to find a free world. Not only am I going to show you killing them, I'm currently on my way to get there without going through the wilderness. So I came from Varrock Center and came into Varrock Palace, and I just went up the tower in Varrock Palace, and here is Heartwind, who is involved with the quest, Defender of Varrock, and he will simply just take us there. And this means you don't have to run through the wilderness, which I know is what a lot of people who trained here were worried about. As you can see, we're straight here. Now the awesome thing about this spot is obviously the altar, as I've already said. But it does have its bad sides. One being it's a very well known spot and a lot of people want to use it. So that can mean a busy world and you may have to world swap. Also, sometimes you may be stood here not fighting for various reasons. I'll need auto retaliate on, that might help. For various reasons, such as the monsters are either stuck behind the things and don't see you in their range whilst other people are fighting monsters, or because there are too many people at the spot. So ideally it's best to find a busy world that has no more than 2 other people here. But there isn't just one spot here, there is actually another spot that is still effective up here. There is an abundance of armored zombies up here, and you can just run back to pray the altar as you would. Now, a few extra tips for here. I actually wear proselyte, but sometimes that means I don't have enough defense, so that may mean I have to put on a protection prayer or soul split to heal. So for people who might not have access to soul split and don't want to bother with protection prayers and just want to sit here with piety or turmoil on, Bandos would be very effective here for that reason. but I like the prey to last a long time because I like to be doing other things while I'm on RuneScape, so that's why Proselyte is very useful for me. So yes, this is a fantastic spot. It's a spot I'll be using to get the rest out of my Hattie gloves. I still have 40% left. So yeah. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed those tips, and I hope you'll find them useful when you're training your melee. Remember, any alternatives that you do have, or any things that you think you would do differently, be sure to comment them on the video, so other people can read them and they can make the most of these spots. For example, if you prefer to use Darox because you're playing melee, please let us know in the video comments, and any other undead monster spots that you like to train on, be sure to add it to the comments. And you never know, when I do a full featured melee training guide, you might find your way onto it with your tip. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I hope you'll find it useful. And the next thing I want to talk about before this video draws to an end is my next guide. Now, my next guide will undoubtedly be much longer and have much more effort put into it because it will require a lot more research. I will be going through several money making methods that I have done and that my friends have done and that my friends have recommended, and I'll be giving you tips on these, and I'll be asking for your feedback, and I'll probably do a follow-up guide a couple of weeks later to see what you guys thought was your favourite money making method, and then I will roll out a full a full length video based on that one money making method, the one that you guys found preferable. Help you guys earn a bit of money. And 2 other videos that will be upcoming are obviously my PKing video, which I mentioned, and I may look into a dungeoneering video to help you get started with dungeoneering. So thanks for watching this guide, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like it and comment on it if you did, and be sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and if you are, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching, guys.